Would you be interested in a Netflix-style service for video games? Well, that's exactly what Microsoft has planned with the new up-and-coming Xbox Live Game Pass. This week, Microsoft announced the coming of Xbox Live Game Pass, a Netflix-style video game service in which gamers pay a monthly subscription to get access to a select library of games that is due to be made available to Xbox One owners over the next 3 months or so. Although a reduced version of the service is currently being tested, it has been stated that when the service does eventually become available to the public, the library will consist of a combined total of 100 Xbox One and Xbox 360 backwards compatible titles, with new games being added each month. The service will allow Xbox One owners to download any game within the library and play it as long as they maintain their subscription. In order to get access to the service, Xbox One owners will need to pay a monthly subscription fee of about $10 or £8. Some of the games that gamers can look forward to being available with the pass include Halo 5 Guardians, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, Mad Max Terraria, Payday 2, and Mega Man Legacy Edition. Basically, the announcement of this new service kind of got me thinking about whether or not it will be able to increase public interest in the Xbox One. It is well known that although the Xbox One is not selling particularly badly, the PlayStation 4 is indeed outperforming it. So will the new service be the feature that finally turns the tide of the console war? There is no denying that providing a service in which gamers are able to access a large library of games for an affordable set price each month is definitely a pro-consumerist action. Gamers get to play games they may have been thinking about picking up without having to spend excessive amounts of money. The service will also definitely reduce incidences in which gamers waste money buying a game that they do not enjoy, provided that the title in question was available in the service's library. In turn, again saving you from not only wasting your money, but also from feelings of disappointment. A rather odd aspect about the service is that it will not be made available on PC, despite the fact that Microsoft has recently been moving towards integrating their Xbox and Windows online communities by firstly allowing PC players to play online with Xbox players, and secondly by making all Xbox exclusives available for Windows, an action which many feel made the need to own an Xbox One somewhat redundant. Perhaps by excluding this feature from PC, some gamers may find a significant reason to own or want an Xbox again. While all the information that has been provided about the Xbox Live Game Pass seems to suggest that it will be a great asset for the console, many have already pointed out that the ultimate success of the new service will be heavily based upon the games that will be available to play in the service's library. Microsoft has already indicated that they have struck up deals with publishers such as 2K, 505 Games, Bandai Namco Entertainment, Capcom, Codemasters, Deep Silver, Focus Home Entertainment, Sega, SNK Corporation, Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, and rather surprisingly, Microsoft Studios themselves. This list definitely does hint that there will be worthwhile games on the service in future, but will there be enough to actually warrant maintaining a subscription? While this service may seem to be a new idea, there are already services of a similar nature on the market, particularly on the Xbox One. Although only limited to EA titles, EA already offers Xbox One users a similar type of service in the form of EA Access, which allows gamers to gain access to some of the older titles within the EA Game Vault, as well as early access to newly released games. Many of the newer titles within the vault, such as Dragon Age Inquisition or Madden NFL 17, were added less than a year after release, which means that gamers on the fence about buying a new EA title won't really have to wait all that long to play new titles. It is, however, my experience with EA Access that makes me somewhat skeptical about purchasing a Game Pass subscription. I kept an EA Access subscription for a few months, and the only game I downloaded was Madden NFL 16, which I played approximately twice. It's not that I'm not interested in any of the games that EA publishes, but rather that I had already bought all the titles that had piqued my interest on launch day. Some may say this is stupid due to the fact that the game may have some serious issues on release or will be in the vault a few months later, but do tell that to the legions of people who will be buying Mass Effect Andromeda later this month. The difference between EA Access and Xbox Live Game Pass, however, is the amount of games that will be available to users. It is almost easy to understand why one may not use EA Access to its fullest extent if they aren't really interested in most of the game the publisher produces, or if they already own the games that they would potentially want to play. If Xbox's Game Pass library is able to ensure that worthwhile popular titles appear on the service regularly, there will surely be many gamers who choose to subscribe to the service. Again, the worth of the service to gamers is based on the quality and type of games available in the library. A few questions about how soon afterwards new video game releases will be available on the service also need to be asked. If you keep on buying games you may want to play on sales throughout the year, you may soon have all the games you wanted to play before it is made available in the library. It is also important to remember that playing a game is very different to watching a movie or TV series, in that it often requires more of the user's time. One of the reasons that many gamers don't play all the games that they want to isn't always that they can't afford to buy them, but rather that not all gamers have the time to play all the games that they buy, meaning that such a service may be useless to them. This is a problem that I have seen in myself and some of my gamer friends as well, so it will be interesting to see whether this has any serious effect on subscription sales. As for whether the service will put the Xbox One ahead in the console war, Sony already has a service that allows players to play a select library of games called PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now, however, differs to the Xbox Live Game Pass in that it only offers gamers the opportunity to stream, not download PlayStation 3 games on a PC, PS4 or smart TV, provided that they own a DualShock 3 or DualShock 4, meaning that a good internet connection is required. There hasn't been all that much data released regarding how successful PlayStation Now really is, although I personally haven't really heard all that many people speaking about it since release. However, perhaps the introduction of the Xbox Live Game Pass will force Sony to make an overhaul to the service by adding PS4 games to the library, making it cheaper, as well as allowing users to download them. This, however, remains to be seen, as sharing PS4 exclusives with PC users with the service will potentially also make owning Sony's premier console redundant. Whether Xbox Live Game Pass will be a successful service remains to be seen. The fact remains that it is an exciting new service, and it will be interesting to see what impact it has on the industry. Are you excited for the Xbox Live Game Pass? Will you be getting one when it's released? Please share in the comments down below. And if you like this video, please remember to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.